Hello, welcome to another video. Today I am doing a flip through of my Make a Mess and Have Fun journal. I've called it that because it says it there. And this journal is decorated in gems. I decorated it during COVID times, and I think my natural tendency was to just stick stuff down because I'm freaking out about life. So I learned how to use a glue gun again, bought glitter glue, and some of this is like pearls from like a scrap of material, and I'm really glad I saved it. This journal I've used on and off for 4.5 years, so it's kind of got a lot of cool stuff in it. I sometimes like journals having my picture on the front of when I started, so I can look back and I can be like, this is mine. I have my face on it. I think trust was I was doing word of the year type thing, so that's why trust is on there. And I think inner trust is always something I'm working on. Okay, so I'm going to do a flip through. I'm going to talk a little bit. I'm going to try to keep it simple so that the time doesn't run way over than what I think. So here we go. So this image is interesting because I painted it after a Reiki session. If you can hear some drilling, we're having some loft work done, and this is the only time I have to do a video recording. So I quite like this. I love to paint in this style. I don't do it much, and I'm sort of going back to this because I had a Reiki session, which I've never done again, but I did it after a breakup, and I just felt like everything, energy or whatever, it was all coming out of these spots. I sometimes keep cards. I think they're really pretty. I love life drawing classes, and I just kind of draw however I can. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to do this kind of images and put it on YouTube. I have no idea, but I'm sharing them anyway. Another one, and I was also getting into collage. I really like Maria Ravan's book. I was having a bit of a creative block, so I did this. Aha! And you can probably guess why I was having the creative block. So I was pregnant with my child, and we were, I was eating a lot of random plain foods, and I just wanted to record it all. Not sure if the light is better over here. Maybe I'll move a tad. The sunlight is beautiful. It's just, you can really affect video recordings even with more lights on. Okay, I think that's good. So yeah, I wanted to do some drawing. Another life class. I love white on black, and this is probably my favorite portrait. Again, I was experimenting with inks and building mass with line. Some of these pages are really thick because I've been over them. Okay, this is from Sabrina Ward Harrison. Really promotes the idea of having your own book. So this is why I wrote this is my book, and I found a cool picture of me climbing trees. And it's nice because when you don't have memories of it but you have a picture, it's wow, I loved climbing trees, that's brilliant. This is something I was playing around with. Again, there's another picture of us when we were younger in the garden playing, and it was all about feelings. And again, I remember having a conversation on the phone and my friend saying you need to have more faith in yourself. So I did a journal spread. And again, I tried out some dried flowers, but I still haven't worked out how to use it. So I had dried flowers, took them off, and then put something else on top. Again, this is all about feeling. So you can feel everything and still see and experience beauty. This I know. And there's a little picture of me feeding a goat. It looks like I'm trying to give it a handshake. This one I think I did when I was a bit blocked, but I quite like it still. This is actually material. I think if I go on to do some other style of journaling, I'd really like to incorporate material, because I did like patchwork and then I did like embroidery. This is before I knew even what embroidery was. Oh, this is the one that's got stuck and is partially like unfinished. As you can see, I use like masking tape here with the ladders. So this is a nice surprise. Yeah, this was like listening to a podcast. I can't remember what now, but she was very much about feelings. She was like a coach. I love including Polaroids in my pages. And this is another piece of material. This is actually a top I used to go out clubbing in. It was like back in the day when I went clubbing, way before my life changed. It was like a crop top. It had a really cool pattern on. I wore it to some festivals and I wanted to keep it. Like, it was like such a cool style of top. And then I like incorporated some inks around it. This is a COVID page. Again, I didn't get into the vibes where when people you hear about now are like, oh yeah, this thing happened and then my life became better because of COVID. And like, yes and no. I was really blocked. I was like, it's almost as if my creativity was kind of like stunned, and it was so stunned it couldn't really make good art. Whereas I went to a gallery and like so many artists like used the opportunity to like make more stuff. And I actually loved watching Grayson Perry's art club with his wife Philippa Perry, who's a really great author. That really like cheered me up. And I also like I submitted artwork. I didn't get through, but I submitted each week, and that was just a great experience. And I have like a mask here, as you can see, and it was just loads of scraps. Like, there's duct tape, papers. I was painting with our child, so I left the paintings that I liked to keep. This one, I actually was really burnt out from a job and I was really fed up, so I just got the paint down and wrote down my feelings. And there's like a woman here. She's quite a common image you see on old postcards. She's probably like in the public domain now. And she's like smoking a cigarette and just like kind of saying like, you know, enough's enough. So I like this spread. I mean, this was me exploring like paint at the top and then a portrait here. So although the portrait isn't great, I like how I've done the hair, and also I've written the Viktor Frankl quote: "Between stimulus and response, there is space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and freedom." Viktor E. Frankl. So I think that was also to do with like COVID and a lot of things that were happening, because you can like react or respond, and you can also have a lot of growth from whatever your response is. So these were inspired by Maria Revans. Again, I've spoken about her. She did the collage book where you can cut out, I think it's called Cut Out and Collage, yeah. So I wanted to like try out her style of things first, putting everything on top of the head, and then I like incorporated it here. And I think they're really fun to do. Like, I love the fact that if you look, like there's like a magnet hanging off the building with some cats and then like a robot and a snake. And I think it really works well as a story, although it takes a long time for the story to do it. And that's one of the things about collage. It takes a long time. So also in this time, I remember I got some really nice pens. Some of them still work and some of them don't. And also I did some portraits, and I was trying to like write what I did right and wrong, because I think that's something I really learned from. Like, so I put like too dark a shade here. This one looks good. I really, looking back, I wish I'd written more and written like, if it was watercolor, if it was pen. Like, I think that's something I'm going to aim to do, because like this portrait I really like, and this portrait I kind of like. Again, like collage, drawing takes time. So these, I probably wouldn't share these like on my Instagram or anything. I've recently got Instagram again to use as a portfolio. But again, it's just practice. I was practicing probably from, I love Jane Davenport's books. She's got one on faces and one on people. This was just like a mix of collage things. I love The Only Way Is Up. The Only Way Is Up, if you know the song. So incorporated that. Sometimes I add lists, like this was I think a list at Christmas time, and like my dad wrote it, and I like keeping like handwriting. So this image I've posted about before, and I exhibited it at a like a small art gallery that a charity was doing to do with like motherhood. And it wasn't a big gallery or anything, but it meant a lot for me at the time, where I could like show my art journal and write about it. Because when you art journal and nobody sees your stuff because you keep it private and it's so personal to you, but you want others to be inspired. You want others to see some things. And I remember this was one of the first times that I was like, I'm going to go back to painting. I know I have like a bouncy, like 2.5-year-old, but I'm going to do it. And I did like 15 minutes a day. So I'd be like, I'd draw the eyes, and then I'd draw the flowers. And then bit by bit, I'd do it together. And at that time, I had an art room upstairs, so it wasn't always accessible, so I could leave it out. And I think I learned a lot of these flowers from Elisa Burke, from like doing her YouTube free things. And I put this paper here. Packaging paper is actually really good, I'm finding, for journals, because otherwise the paint can stick. This was collage, and I was in a bad mood and I just wanted to stick something down. I did a 50 desires exercise. I think it may have been from one of the magazines I used to read. Maybe Oh Comely, I'm not sure. Or Happiness. Some magazine that seemed to fold in COVID. But there was an illustration of like how to draw a house, and this person had like done a book on like drawing houses. So I did watercolor for this, and I think it went pretty well. I know I've made a mistake somewhere. I think I made a mistake. The step is too close to the door, but it makes me feel surprised that I did this a house and something I would like to do in the future. And then I wrote down like 50 things that I'd like to do, and some pictures I liked. So here I did a course, Inspired Learning. It says Flora Bowley, but I think it might mean Alexandra Burke. Both of those people I really like. So I practiced my flowers, and I was better at the technique where you put a blob of paint and then you draw the flower on top, but there's different ways to do it. This is a collage page. I like these currently lists. They are from Are You Kristen? Are You Kristen? She has a free printable. Again, like a winter page and another collage story. Some more collage. Just a January page. Here I did a series about art and injuries. There was a time, I think it was around last year, my injuries to like my back, my foot, my hand were all really like vibrant in my life, flaring up. And I was like practicing different styles, and I actually really like how I did these flowers. But the originals to my series are in a little portfolio. And this was my practice of flowers, and then our child came and drew on top of it. This is my most recent finished page, and it's the one I posted on my new portfolio. And I really like it because it's like old style, like dancing in the street, and they're like young. And then if you look here really closely, there's like a man and a woman on the staircase looking quite serious at each other. And I just think it really portrayed like young love and marriage or hard work in a relationship over a long period of time. And I also included some like sheet music. I've got some in my drawer. I sometimes pick up like organ sheet music from charity shops. The paper's really strong. because if you notice, I put wrapping paper here and it all went like funny. These actually images from National Geographic catalogues. So I was magazines. So I was using them for collage, but I've since tried to like just use them a bit more for other things. This was a spring page, spring into spring. Another thing I should have said actually is some of these pages are done at different times. If I went back to a page I didn't like it, I put stuff on top of it. So this is a bit of an embarrassing one. I had like I had like 4 of these in the loft, and I kept like 2 in different albums, and I don't know what about the other one. And then this one I was like, oh, I'll keep one in my journal, because there were so many copies. I didn't want to like throw them all away, but so I kept them. And then again with this is like a loft arrangement of when we were kids. I found it in the loft. Not a loft arrangement, like a car roof rack arrangement. And I just like how much planning there had to be done for a family of 5 to go on holiday. And I just included some like fun pictures of like climbing on things. So these aren't by me. I can't take credit for these. This is a portrait my husband did of our little one, and this is a portrait my dad did, Ulla, in 2005 of me. This, again, I can't claim any credit from. This is from a portraiture artist. Is it caricature? Portrait of me when I was in Prague, and someone did it on the street, and it was in a frame for a long time, or it was just like stuck up with blue tack, and I thought I could frame it, and then I thought, oh, I'll just stick it in my journal so I can like look at it when I want to. This was quite a significant page because my friend was moving to Jerusalem, and I just wanted to like record it and write about it in different ways. Again, I included a little houses. So this was like quite a recent one, and I took some paper from a V&A bag because the paper was gorgeous, and I included it. This was just from like the floor outside. And then I wrote down some things that were being talked about in this talk I was doing on Zoom, just to write some notes. And it's just like things like, if it was about child development, and I was writing money gives you options. Is anger so bad? It's an emotion. Things like that to ponder. And again, this is some more of that lovely wrapping paper. It feels lovely as well. I included some stamps. These are just from Temu. I don't go for Temu anymore, but I have loads of flowers from buying stuff on there. So this was my birthday. That's why I've taken the Taylor Swift lyric and like changed it to me. It's me. Hi, I'm the birthday girl. It's me. That was 34. This was a picture from the card I got from my mum. It's the Albert Hall in London, and we went to like a climbing place. This one is a long sentence about a yoga master that I used to do yoga, like the yoga teachings from, and it's something I've done on my YouTube. I did like why I left Kundalini yoga, and I think out of all my videos it's the one that's got viewed the most. And I did it to make others aware, really, because I feel I could go into so much about this, and I really won't, but it's just I think the yoga teacher training is a big false, it's very false, but when something is dressed up beautifully, it can seem very, very real and very honest. So I'll read it because it may be difficult on this camera. So I wrote, Harbhajan Singh worked in an airport. He saw opportunity to influence Americans. He claimed to be a yogi, using Eastern Kundalini energy to make up a style, a science of yoga. He insulted those he taught, forced an orthodox Sikh lifestyle onto people, while being an adulterer, abuser, enabled child abuse, while growing businesses, getting rich, while followers in poverty. There was no Google in 1970. Yogi Bhajan, the great Punjabi con man. And I think I say this as a bit of truth, because it's also things we were taught in our teacher training. But again, it was very romanticized, and I don't romanticize it anymore. I stick with my beliefs, and I stick with people in the community that have had like hurt and hardship. So those are my views and opinions. This was just like a play on autumn. I like the pumpkins. We went pumpkin picking, and I was having lots of phone calls with my friend over in Jerusalem. So this page is just, I love collecting little pockets, like thank you card pockets. So these are here, and I don't know where I got this from. It's probably from something. This is the end of the beginning. Taran, Kaur. Behind here is a pocket. I won't show you everything in here, but along with the photo I had of myself as a child, I've also got like a bunch of other photos that were in the loft that are really good quality, so I've kept them. And also I did the Hannah's postcard swap, maybe, I want to say 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. And I collected all the postcards. I think there's one left in my drawer, but they're all people's nice art. I'm being very careful because they've got like addresses on. So this is like one of my favourites. That bird is gorgeous, and they did it as part of a series. Let me see if I can show you any more. Hang on. So they're just so gorgeous. It's just such a nice little bit of mail art, and I remember doing mine, and it was good because it gave me the chance to make art, mail it off, had a deadline, and it was just a really great experience. This bag I just kept because it was cool. And that is the end. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I am going to be making some new videos. I've got some zines printed. This video was made by Taran.